Before we get back to the show, let me tell you about Bart's Pizza. Bart Basilico reinvented his father's pizzeria business by putting it on wheels. I'm talking a pizza food truck, baby. Bart and his wife Lauren travel all around Metro Detroit, cooking up homemade pies made fresh to order in their 4-layered pizza oven on wheels. You can find them on their website at eatbartspizza.com and Facebook and Instagram as well at Bart's Pizza. His last name is literally Basil, so you know he knows what he's doing. Make sure to grab a cannoli as well while you're there. Bart's Pizza, it's too good.
Are you looking for the ultimate sports experience? Well, look no further. My name is Jake Masucci, and I host a podcast called Jake's Takes. I am currently a sophomore at Oakland University and am a student manager with the men's basketball program. I started this sports podcast about 6 months ago, and I fell in love. I've been covering NFL, college football, and NBA, and going super in depth with it. I bring on a lot of guests to talk about each sport that they're passionate about. I've even covered some hockey, some baseball. We even dove into some Marvel comics, which was super fun. So this podcast covers a lot, and I've really been enjoying myself. We come out Mondays every week, and we'll even sprinkle in some weekdays. We'll be on Wednesdays sometimes. We'll be on Thursdays sometimes. We'll be on Friday. So sprinkling in every once in a while. The podcast is available on Spotify or wherever you get your podcast. And we also have a great YouTube going up. So subscribe to the Spotify, subscribe to YouTube, do whatever you got to do to support the channel. And I really appreciate it. And I'll hopefully see you guys on the next episode of Jake's Takes, but enjoy listening to Giovanni. Peace.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the GioMoShow interviews, right here on 88.3 FM WXOU. Giovanni Moscheri, your host, sports media director of WXOU, and we got an even more packed house. We're breaking records here on the GioMoShow with not one, not two, three, we actually have 4 guests here in the studio. We are joined here by Women's Club Lacrosse. Thank you, ladies, so much for coming into the studio. So why don't we do a round table? Let's introduce everybody.
My name's Riley. I'm the treasurer of our e-board. I'm a sophomore, and I've been playing lacrosse for 4 years now.
My name is Kendall. I am the vice president of Club Lacrosse. I have also been playing lacrosse for 4 years, and I'm also a sophomore.
My name is Zoya, and I am the president. This will be my 7th year playing.
Old lady.
Yeah, I'm old.
Ouch.
7th, and I'm a junior this year.
And my name's Audrey. I'm the secretary of the team. I've been playing for 6 years. So not, I am an old lady.
You're still old.
Yeah, I am.
We call those seasoned veterans here on the
Yeah,
show.
there we go.
So I always do this with my interviews. And especially we're gonna just kind of do the same question with everybody. I try to get everyone's sports background. How did everybody get into sports, and especially a sport like women's lacrosse that's not very well known. I'll be honest. It's not something that I've explored too much in my days. I'm gonna silence my phone there because we're professional.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I'm a busy man.
Yeah, for real.
I try to get to know all the athletes, how they got to their sports, and how they're doing it with it now. So we'll start with Riley here. Or Riley and Kendall. Could you guys tell that they're twins? So how did you guys find and get into lacrosse?
Yeah, so we played basketball pretty much our whole lives, and going into our junior year of high school, we had a couple of friends who played lacrosse, and the lacrosse coach was also one of our basketball coaches, and he really was trying to get us to play lacrosse. And one day we just kind of spontaneously decided to do it and never went back. We absolutely loved it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So through the basketball coach, you guys found your lacrosse.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Zoya, how'd you get into lacrosse?
So I was never a sports person. I never played any sports. I never ran. I did nothing. My freshman year, I was bored at home, and my best friend's older sister was on the varsity team at Rochester. I was like, okay, I'll just tag along, and I liked it, so I stuck with it. I also didn't have anything better to do with my life in high school, so I was like, I have to do something with my life, so I did lacrosse. I gotta do something.
We love high school. I was a swimmer in high school, and I kind of liked it. But you know, we all find our weird things to do.
Yeah.
But, so Audrey, how'd you get into lacrosse?
So my brothers played when I was growing up. They played football and then they kind of switched over to lacrosse in like middle school. And I was a volleyball player hardcore for like 9 years.
Like the real deal.
Like I was competitive, playing club teams. And one day, I didn't even try out. I just joined the team my sophomore year because one of my friends was doing it, and my boyfriend at the time was a lacrosse player. So I was like, oh, maybe I should like try it out, see what it's about.
So was this for points, or did you like the sport?
I don't know, maybe a little bit of both. But I didn't try out, but I just joined the team, and then it took me like 2 weeks, and I picked it up so easily. And I was playing lacrosse and volleyball at the same time, and then I ended up quitting volleyball for lacrosse my junior year. Did you guys know that?
No.
Yeah. So I
love that
was
for you.
like, because I was looking at colleges, I was sending out tapes to colleges for volleyball. I was
Oh,
like,
wow.
I wanted to play in college, and then just like the culture of lacrosse is so much better, and like volleyball's so competitive. Like even like the club team here, like you have like so many girls just showing up for they have to have tryouts. We don't even have tryouts for our team. Like it's crazy competitive. So it's like so many girls that are just kind of like think that they're better than you. So joining lacrosse was like honestly such a breath of fresh air for me, because it was like it's so welcoming, and I picked it up super quickly, and I just like completely fell in love with it, and I was like, bye volleyball.
I can so attest to that, because in high school I had an awful coaching experience, like with basketball, and it was such a breath of fresh air, and it was kind of my escape, and the fun sport is what we really call it.
Yes, that's exactly.
Yeah. And just to say officially for the GioMoShow, I for one am a big fan of both the men's and women's club volleyball teams here. So just saying, does not reflect the views of Giovanni Mosheri. So Audrey, was it tough to rip yourself away and decide to quit volleyball after so many years?
It was literally one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make, because junior year or sophomore year going into junior year, that was like your transition into varsity. And so we were doing so many things over the summer, and I just I was like, oh, I can't go. And then I just had to kind of rip off the Band-Aid, because especially where I went to high school, it was such a competitive volleyball team, and they were like from freshman year, they're planning the team, the varsity team, like from when you're a senior. Wow. Yeah, it's crazy. So I felt a lot of pressure, and there was a competition. I was a setter, so there was a competition with another girl, and I just had to do it, and I'm so glad that I did, because I didn't realize how horrible it was for me until I was done with it. So
after 9 years, it's just like this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'll kind of open this one up to the floor. What about lacrosse has been so welcoming and so much fun for you guys to stick with it, and for the veterans over here for 6+ years, or just about, right? My math is right. So I'll open this up. Like, what's so fun about it?
I will say, here at Oakland, I felt like there was a group of people that I could kind of relate to. I made my closest friends like starting from freshman year here. I know girls, and I could literally go to their apartment and just like cry. And like, you know, like when you have those times, you just go over. And I think like I haven't played other sports, but I have interacted with other people that have played maybe different sports. It isn't like that. I will say that, like, I don't know, I tried for another sport, and the girls were not welcoming whatsoever. They were not sweet. Not trying to bash whoever it was, but
we're not a bashing show here.
No,
we're not.
Never.
I'm not. You guys might be.
Hey, wait a minute.
But I will say, like, this year especially, I think the girls that, especially my e-board, they have been my escape for certain things that have been happening with my life. And it's so nice to, like, just have that group of people here. Especially because I commute here, so I don't have, like, I didn't come to school with friends, so I was a loner. So I made friends finally, you know?
The commuter life is rough. I know it.
Yes.
A little bit.
Yeah, no. So that's my take on it.
Yeah, it's just such a supportive environment. We all love each other so much, and we just want to see each other succeed and succeed as a team. And I look forward to going to practice every day. It's my escape. I know I can always get a laugh in, which after a long day is so amazing. So
Yeah, because you guys practice at like what, 9:30, 9 o'clock at
Yeah.
night?
Yeah.
Like,
It's a little late.
we end at like my bedtime. I
Yeah.
will probably be in bed like right when I get home.
Yeah. It's nice though. It's a good way to end the day.
Yeah.
Like you always kind of end the day on a positive note.
Mm-hmm.
But I think because like lacrosse is more of a newer sport, I think the level of like competition is not of that of like other sports like soccer and volleyball and stuff like that. And I think like it kind of helps to create that environment, that positivity, because it's not so much like we need to win, we need to win, we need to win. I need to be the best person. It's kind of just like you're doing this for fun and you're trying to learn the sport all together.
So it's kind of like everybody is a little bit on a more even playing field.
Yes.
Right? I can see that being a lot more welcoming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we all want to see each other succeed.
Yeah.
Like positive encouragement is such a big, core of our team. Like we never like bash on anybody for doing something wrong. We're just like, hey, do this next time, And it's like that positive encouragement, especially for me, helped me so much. Like make this environment so welcoming, and like all these girls, like everybody on the team, they're my girls. Like I love them so much.
Shout out to the girls.
Yeah, the
Shout out
girls.
to the girls.
It's hilarious. Oh man.
So to move on here, you guys all, your guys' various positions on the team. So kind of what are your, we'll kind of go one by one, your responsibilities. What are some of the tasks that you need to do in order to keep the machine running for Women's Club Lacrosse?
Yeah, so as the treasurer, I mainly work with like the financials, like keeping track of, like the purchases, like the withdrawals and stuff like that, and making invoices for like other teams that come here to, be like, hey, this is how much you need to pay for us. And what else? Dues? Yeah, dues, stuff like that.
So that one's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
As vice president, I'm basically Zoya's secondhand man.
Yeah.
So
A second Zoya.
I'm literally a second Zoya. I run the Instagram. I'm always publishing information and to make sure that everybody knows what's going on at all times. I literally do what you do.
Yeah, you do a
And
lot.
if you need help,
Yeah.
What's
the
left for
things that
Zoya
you
to do, man?
What does Zoya do?
I know.
Uh-oh.
Should you go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
I open a can of worms.
I do mainly the fundraising, or not fundraising, volunteer hours. And I kind of go through like Grizz orgs, and I'll reach out. Like we're doing a Tilson Street fundraiser for Rainbow Connection, which is they had like a volunteer fair in the OC a couple weeks ago. And
Yeah, I think I remember seeing that going on. Yeah.
Yeah, so I look out for things like that because we need so many volunteer hours for the club. So I just kind of keep an eye out, send it out to the girls, kind of shove it down their throats. Hey, this is happening. But yeah, that's what I do. And then whatever else Zoya needs help with.
So Audrey also does the car wash.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
That's what,
Yeah.
So that was a little bit of fundraising. I hosted a car wash at my previous job. I've done it for 2 years now, and I think I'm going to continue to do it even though I'm not working there anymore. Basically, I reached out to different teams from high schools, club teams, and they come and have fundraisers at it was an orthodontics office, Dehan Orthodontics, and it's just like a on-site car wash. People drive by, come get their car washes, and they can donate, and all of the proceeds go to the club, which is really cool. So we did that over the summer, and it was
went
awesome.
so well. It was a
was-
huge
yeah.
success.
It
and
was so
we-
much fun.
Yeah, and it's so fun
We
too.
did.
It's like washing cars is like that's the easiest
Yeah.
thing
I
for
know,
fundraising
it was
because
so
it's fun
easy.
and like it's not like terrible labor. Like
Yeah,
you
not
get
at all.
you're out in the nice weather. Like it
Yeah.
was perfect.
Be honest, how many times did you guys play the car wash song? Like, I'm sure that thing was blasting.
Oh my God, we
We
did
didn't do it.
We did it.
What?
I completely slipped my mind. I know.
I
I've done like
that.
7 of these, and I've never. And I
Audrey,
always
it
bring
was
my
your
speaker.
playlist.
I know. Maybe I need to put that on my
You
playlist.
guys never watched Shark Tale or whatever?
Oh my God, that's one of my favorite movies.
Wow.
Audrey was on Augs.
Some big fan you
Yeah,
are.
I know. Seriously, it's going on the playlist. I'm putting it on when I go home today.
Okay, so I'm the president. Basically, my job starts in July. I reach out to teams all over Michigan, all over the Midwest, basically, asking whoever wants to come for not fundraisers, like play days. We usually host around 2 to 3 play days in the fall semester here at Oakland. So whoever responds to that, figure out what days work best for them, work with them again to figure out what times, days, hotel arrangements that they need. What else do I do? Right now I'm trying to get teams to actually respond to me. That is the biggest hardest thing that people
Teams are just not looking at their
No.
emails right now.
So if you're watching this,
ridiculous.
please respond to your email. I have DM'd you too, or Kendall has, so please.
Weird. Everyone responds to the JioMoShow emails.
Yeah,
I know.
It's
So
so popular. Right?
yeah, exactly, right? And then basically like helping my coach with the fundraisers. So right now we're doing the fall 5v5 coming up, reaching out to teams. All of us have done this actually. Like we all reach out to teams, seeing like if they can get a couple girls to come. I do spirit wear. Just like the background, like
Yeah.
everything in
The
the
dirty
background.
work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
The dirty
she's
like
work.
getting the field payments that need to be done. I'll tell like Riley, being like, hey, this is done. Like overviewing everyone, being like, hey, remember do this, hey, remember do that. Like small little things. They're very good at keeping up with everything.
Aw,
So
thanks.
I do
Shout
not.
out.
Yeah, I love my e-board this year. I've always loved my e-board, but like
Yeah, she loves
this
the
year,
e-board on the JioMoShow.
I know. But this year, I just love them. They're great at what they do, and I don't have to stress about anything. You guys are so
Oh,
good.
we love you, Zoya.
we love you, Zoya.
Thanks.
Madam President.
Madam
Thank
President.
Oh, that's cute. No, but this is a sports show. Let's get to this X's and O's. But no, I'm always curious because like I mentioned before at the top of the podcast, like I've never explored or looked too much into lacrosse. I never played it because I wasn't quite big enough for it. Contact sports expired for me in middle school, but kind of from what I know about lacrosse, like in a one sentence summary, it is hockey but on a soccer field.
That's so true.
Is that anywhere close? Like, am I in the right in the
It's
spot?
a combo between
Yeah.
a lot of different things.
Yeah.
The way that I like to explain it, it's a combination of hockey, soccer, and basketball.
Yeah.
So it has fundamentals from all three sports, just all blended together.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the biggest difference that I would say is that girls lacrosse is a no contact sport.
This is
So
Okay.
men's lacrosse, you can hit, you can punch them all you want,
Slash,
you can
yeah.
do
Bash
whatever.
on them.
Yeah.
Here, girls lacrosse, that's like a no-no. You will get called by the ref
Yeah.
immediately.
You
So
can
it's a little
only
more
have-
of a soccer style in that sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
it's like
exactly.
very, very limited as to what
Yeah.
you can actually do.
Yeah.
Like you can touch, but I would say like shoving a person is not allowed.
Yeah, that's not
any,
allowed.
any sort of like acted out aggression is
Yeah.
Mm.
It's like a
You leave that one to the ball when you let it fly, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's where the aggression
Yeah,
goes.
Yes.
I had to get stitches last year
Yeah, she had to
because
get
someone hit
stitches.
me in the head.
Those things are like rocks, so yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was bad.
It was so funny though because she falls on the ground and everybody goes around her and I go, oh, it's not that bad, and another girl comes around, she's like, oh my
I'm
god.
vomiting on the field.
Yeah. So that's definitely a fond memory that we have.
Yeah, lovely memory for the twins.
Absolutely.
But for you guys, so to kind of get more into the sport, when you guys practice, like we mentioned before, you guys practice at night, like not 9 to 10:30 if the Instagram is correct.
Yes.
You've been
Yeah,
doing
it
well
is
on that,
correct.
Kendall? Yeah.
Of course I am. Always on top of it.
So kind of like walk me through what you guys do at practice. What do you guys work on? You know, you guys mentioned it. Your head coach, kind of, the coaching staff. Just kind of paint the picture for me, because I don't quite have it in my head right now.
So our head coach used to actually play for Oakland, the lacrosse team here.
Shout out.
Yeah, she was amazing. I played with her my freshman year. So
You are old.
I know my dad. I know. I
so out
feel
of
like an
pocket.
80-year-old woman. Oh my gosh. But she's amazing, and she wanted to come back and coach. So she coaches us. She's our main head coach. We usually do have like another coach, they're not side
Assistant.
coaches.
Assistant
Yeah.
Assistant coaches.
The assistant, associate.
Yeah.
We have an assistant coach, but we haven't been able to have that for a couple years. But the assistant coach usually works with the goalie, and that's mainly the main person for the goalie. I know that beginning we warm up, do a little wrap around, we throw balls around, and then whatever drills that summer has, we'll work on shooting. What is it?
Defensive footwork.
Defensive footwork.
Off-ball
offense
movement.
play. Yeah.
Ground balls.
Ground ball's another.
Yeah.
I was thinking like this sounds like basketball and then like ground
Yes.
ball. Okay.
I know, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
baseball now.
And then conditioning.
Yeah.
Just because
part.
we don't practice every single day, so to get the conditioning in that we can during our practice time is great for all of us.
Yeah, and we only practice for like an hour and a half,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
we try to squeeze as much in as we possibly can. Plus, we have a lot of new players this season.
Well done.
So right, I know. So we've kind of like gone back to the basics a little bit, which is good. Like even for the players who have played for as long as like Zoya and I have, it's good to kind of go back to the basics, especially at the start of the season, to kind of like
Absolutely.
get everything
Yeah.
set before you just like jump right in.
Yeah.
Especially with this fall semester, just because it's not our actual season. So to
Mhm.
get everything down right now would be great for all of us. And then like to start spring off with something that'll be a little bit harder and not just starting from the basics is going to be great for us.
Yeah, so, and then you guys have these play days, and play day, like when I first read it, like it's like a dog. It sounds like a dogs in a park kind of like sunshine and rainbows. But I mean, I know it's not that. But,
Yeah.
So play day, you guys were kind of talking before the show, is sort of a not tournament, but you guys are playing multiple games during the day. So
I
kinda
would
take
compare
me
it to a tournament.
yeah,
Yeah.
take me through a play day or a play day. Yeah.
So we usually have teams come from all over. So like on the 15th, we have MSU, CMU, and GVSU coming. So we will all be playing 3 games each. Every person will play each other. And it'll start from 9 a.m. and it'll go to I think 2 or 3.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a
It's
long
a
day.
long
It's a
day.
long day. Refs will come out. They're like actual games. So refs will come out. They'll ref whatever the points are. We'll point them up, and then we'll have a trainer on site if anything happens. It's
In
a
case
lot
anybody
of fun.
gets hit in the
Yeah,
head
in
and needs
case anybody
stitches.
needs to go get stitches,
Yeah.
we'll have a trainer.
Yeah, but what are the odds of that?
Exactly. But they're really fun. I enjoy them a lot just because we get to meet new people. I get to meet the coaches that I actually have been emailing this entire time.
Oh,
it's
so
not-
you were the one who took 7 days and 3 hours.
Exactly. So it's nice to put a face to a name. So that's my end of it.
I always love talking to the different girls too.
Yeah.
I know.
Like,
Like,
seeing-
whenever we're on the field, whenever somebody is like, if I'm playing defense and I can't go past a certain point, I'm always chatting it up with the
Yeah.
other team, and it's
love
so
to do
fun.
that.
I love
It's-
doing that
it,
so
like,
much.
Sometimes those are the best conversations of the game, just to get to know the
Yes.
other girls and joking around and stuff like that. So
It's nice too when you have a team that can do that, because sometimes like you're going up against like a strong competitor, so they're like, but it's
Right.
nice when you can kind of like have that little like
moment.
chill
Uh-huh.
moment of like, okay, we're both playing a sport right now, but like we're people and like we can have a
Exactly.
conversation.
Yeah.
It's like, come on, level with me a little
Yes,
bit. Like,
exactly.
it's hot.
Yeah.
It's 2 p.m. We're almost done. Come on.
yeah.
So, is any of that chatter ever turned into trash talk?
No,
do you
no.
ever-
never,
like,
never.
So I,
At
okay,
least
go-
not with
okay,
us.
No, not with us.
I
Maybe
could
some
never
other
trash
girls,
talk anyone.
but definitely not us.
I would recommend adding that into your arsenal. So we talked about and you guys are hosting a 5v5 tournament this coming Friday. I almost missed that one. So kind of walk me through who's showing up for that one. Set the stage for that. That's next weekend, the 8th, right?
So basically, we just host a tournament with a ton of high school teams. Most of them are travel because travel season is kind of coming up right
Yeah.
now. So it's a good warm up, a good start up to their travel season so that they can go and succeed and build that team chemistry, especially with a new team.
Yeah.
So
I coach like travel teams, so to have something like this is great for them, just because they don't really have the opportunity to have actual games. And since they are a smaller group of girls, we do a 5v5, so it's 5 players on a field at a time. It's nice to have like those 5 players play every single like position.
yeah,
Just so that they know what's going on. Like the girls I coach, they've never played. So it's nice to have them play every single one so that they know what it's going to be like in the real season if they do play.
Yeah.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
senior year of high school, I played in the spring 5v5 at Oakland, and I loved it so much. Like, it was so much fun just, like, getting to do absolutely everything. I was absolutely exhausted by the end of it, though.
Oh, I'm
It's
sure.
such
it
a
was so
tiring
much
day.
fun. It is
Loved
such a
it.
tiring day.
Yeah. That's where we actually got recruited.
That is.
That's where we
Yeah.
got recruited.
And then
Shout
now
out.
we're
Yeah.
here on the GioMoShow having the time of our lives.
Yep, absolutely.
That is the first time any of my guests have ever said that.
Really?
You guys are setting a new standard for the GioMoShow interviews, and I want everyone to watch this. This is game tape. This is homework. If you want to come on the GioMoShow. So to wrap things up, girls, this has been a fantastic interview. I've been having a lot of fun learning about the world of lacrosse, learning about your guys' background, your responsibilities. So to kind of wrap things up, where can you find information on the team? Where can you
Kendall?
find everything you need to know about Women's Club Lacrosse?
We are all over social media. We do have a Facebook. Is it OUW Club Lax?
I think so.
Yes. On Instagram, our tag is at OUW Club Lax. That is where I post all updates on game days, play days, fundraisers, just anything with the team is on there. We are also on Grizzorgs, which is the club outlet
Yeah.
for the whole university.
It's your
so
one-stop shop for everything
it
club
really
and
is a one-stop
organizations.
shop.
So that's where you can find us.
Well, thank you guys very much. Riley, Kendall, Zoya, and Audrey, and Giovanni Moshieri here on the GioMo Show. You guys can tune in Thursdays at 6 for the live GioMo Show or at any time on YouTube and Spotify. This has been the GioMo Show Interviews.
Yay!